Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on Noyan Tapan TV, and I am Benyamin Poghosyan. Today we will discuss the options for Armenian foreign policy, as well as the future of Armenia-Azerbaijan relations. After the destruction of Nagorno-Karabakh Republic in September 2023, as a result of Azerbaijani offensive and forced displacement of entire Armenian population from the region, many now wonder what will be the future of Armenia-Azerbaijan relations. Some believe that Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was the primary obstacle for Armenia-Azerbaijan peace. That is why now everything is ready for signing peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and then also Armenia-Turkey normalization. Let's not forget, Turkey always was reiterating its position. I am ready to normalize relations with Armenia as soon as Armenia signs peace agreement with Azerbaijan. However, we also see that Azerbaijan appetite is growing, and now Azerbaijan is speaking about enclaves, and they use the term liberate, that we will liberate our territories if Armenia is not going to give them by peaceful means. Also, they are speaking about routes which will connect Azerbaijan with Nakhchivan and Turkey via Armenia. Yes, they dropped the term of ex-territorial corridor via Syunik after they established checkpoint in Lachin corridor in April 2023. But now, while publicly stating that Azerbaijan recognizes Armenia's sovereignty over the Syunik and also over the routes which will pass through the Syunik, now Azerbaijan speaks about some sort of special guarantees which Azerbaijan should receive, and according to these guarantees, there should be clear clarifications that Azerbaijani citizens who are going to drive through Syunik or other Armenian territories to reach Nakhchivan and Turkey are not going to be harmed. And Azerbaijan now publicly claims that Armenia is not able to provide that guarantees, so there is a need for some external involvement and external guarantees for the safety and security of Azerbaijanis. These are very vague terms, but also this ambiguity creates concerns, and rightful concerns, that Azerbaijan, while recognizing Armenia's sovereignty over Syunik, may exploit this term of special guarantees or special security arrangements to de facto receive either extraterritorial corridor or something similar to that. Simultaneously, Azerbaijan continues to push forward the concept of Western Azerbaijan, claiming that hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis should come to Armenia, that Armenia should provide them special rights, education in Azerbaijani language, religious worship rights, including the construction of mosques in Armenia. Before September 2023, many, including some in Armenia, were sure that this concept of Western Azerbaijan is only leverage on Azerbaijani hands to force Armenia to accept that Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan and even to accept the ethnic cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh. According to this logic, after September 2023, when almost zero Armenians left in Nagorno-Karabakh, Azerbaijan should stop pushing forward the concept of Western Azerbaijan. But we don't see it, which means that as of now, in Azerbaijani shopping list, we have enclaves, we have special guarantees for the security of Azerbaijanis who will travel via Armenia to Nakhchivan and Turkey, and also this idea of Western Azerbaijan and the idea of thousands or hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis living in Armenia. Simultaneously, we see the strange situation in peace negotiations. President Aliyev cancelled his participation in Granada summit at the last minute, telling that France is too pro-Armenian, Germany is not able to balance France, Azerbaijan needs Turkey, which will definitely transform this negotiation into some sort of strange gathering with 6 leaders. Simultaneously, Armenia rejected to participate in Bishkek negotiations, at least at the level of foreign ministers, during a CIS summit. Now, discussions and efforts are underway to organize an original Brussels summit between Charles Michel, President Aliyev, and Prime Minister Pashinyan at the end of October. EU Special Representative visited the region. Now we have high-level official of US State Department who was in Baku and will be also in Yerevan. And all efforts are done to make this summit happen. Of course, it's difficult to assess will the Brussels summit take place or when it's going to take place, but it's obvious that because of these Azerbaijani shopping lists and after the destruction of Nagorno-Karabakh and ethnic cleansing of Armenians, Azerbaijan has no incentive to sign peace agreement with Armenia because they destructed Nagorno-Karabakh, nothing happened with them. Neither Russia, nor the European Union, nor the United States put any sanctions against Azerbaijan, even there are no discussions about sanctions. Now international community speaks about their readiness or willingness to provide humanitarian assistance to Armenia to integrate the 100,000 Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh into Armenia, which means that effectively Azerbaijan destructed Nagorno-Karabakh and forced all Armenian population from Nagorno-Karabakh without any cost to him. Nothing happened with Azerbaijan. And let's not forget that this was a strategic goal of Azerbaijan. No Armenians, or at least few Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh. Yes, Azerbaijan would be happy if several thousand Armenians would continue to live in Nagorno-Karabakh with Azerbaijani passports, and Azerbaijan may use them even as an advertisement, telling to the international community that, look, I was right when I was speaking that I'm a democracy, tolerant society, and other blah blah blah. And probably now Azerbaijan would try to bring some Armenians back, promising them some security or some financial compensation or whatever else. Though it's very, very challenging or difficult to imagine that after all the horrors which Armenians faced in Azerbaijan, any Armenian will be ready to go to Azerbaijan and live under some guarantees, regardless these guarantees are Russian peacekeepers, which failed in their mission in September 2023, or some sort of international presence like UN agencies, even some European observers, or etc. But in any case, regardless, will Azerbaijan be able to bring at least a few thousand Armenians back to use them as an advertisement? Or Azerbaijan will not be able to do that? Still, the strategic goal of Azerbaijan has been achieved. Karabakh as a political unit, as a political factor, is destroyed. And no one, neither Armenia nor Russia, the European Union, United States, Iran, other players in the region like India, China, or whatever, they put no pressure on Azerbaijan. In these circumstances, I don't see why Azerbaijan should be interested to sign a quick peace deal with Armenia. If we are speaking about border delimitation and demarcation, Azerbaijan clearly stating that it's not recognizing Armenia's territorial integrity within this 29.8 thousand square kilometer, which was the base of October 2022 and then May, July, and October 2023 statements facilitated by the European Union. Because currently Azerbaijan controls up to 200 square kilometers of Armenian territory, which means that Armenian territory now is not 29.8, Armenian territory is 29.6 thousand square kilometers. But also Azerbaijani officials, including President Aliyev, they are stating that no Azerbaijani soldiers are in Armenian soil, which means that simply they don't recognize these 200 square kilometers as part of Armenia, which means that they don't recognize Armenia within its 29.8 thousand square kilometer territories, which itself means that all the idea of Armenia that, okay, let's recognize each other's territorial integrity within Almaty Declaration, let's sacrifice Nagorno-Karabakh, let's hope that Russians will not allow the ethnic cleansing of Armenians, or even if Russians will fail in this mission and Armenians will be forced out from Nagorno-Karabakh, at least we will secure Armenia within its international recognized border, 29.8 thousand square kilometer. All this concept is ruined. Again, Azerbaijan is clearly does not recognize and is not recognizing Armenia's territorial integrity within 29.8. And again, it's very challenging to understand why now Azerbaijan needs a peace deal. Without border delimitation and demarcation, Azerbaijan may continue its military pressure. It could be small-scale attacks, it could be large-scale attack, nobody knows. Very soon, October 23, 25, Azerbaijan and Turkey will have joint military drills in Nakhchivan, in areas in proper Azerbaijan bordering Syunik. So maybe this is just a preparation for another invasion of Armenia, similar to invasions of May 2021, November 2021, or September 2022. Which means that even if the meeting in Bratislava takes place, there's a few chances that there will be a peace agreement signed by the end of 2023 or anytime soon. Because again, Azerbaijan does not need peace because he already reached its strategic goal. Nagorno-Karabakh, as a political unit, as a political factor, is destroyed and nothing happened to Azerbaijan. Then Azerbaijan will continue to push forward for its other shopping lists. What Armenia should do? Many are speaking about the necessity for diversification of Armenian foreign policy. Let's be clear, Armenia was always had more or less diversified foreign policy. Let's not forget that while being strategic ally of Russia, member of Collective Security Treaty Organization, hosting Russian military base, hosting Russian border troops, Armenia had a pragmatic partnership with NATO, signed its first individual partnership action plan in 2005, and then several other IPAPs. And also NATO was very active in Armenian defense sector reform, including defense education, elaboration of strategic defense review, and etc. Also, Armenia has close cooperation with the European Union. Armenia is part of Eastern Partnership. Yes, Armenia failed to sign association agreement with DCFTA, but Armenia was able to sign comprehensive and enhanced partnership agreement in November 2017, before the Velvet Revolution. However, probably now Armenia needs more diversification. Not diversification, but more diversification, especially after 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war and February 2022 start of the Russia-Ukraine war. Because Russia objectively even is not able to fully fulfill its security obligations towards Armenia, and also Azerbaijan and Turkey are becoming more and more important for Russia. So maybe it's not only the issue that Russia objectively is not able to fully fulfill its obligations towards Armenia, but Russia may be thinking that, okay, why to harm its relation with Azerbaijan and Turkey for Armenia? Because Russia may get more benefit from Azerbaijan and Turkey than from Armenia. Or at least Russia needs balanced policy between Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, because again, Azerbaijan and Turkey becoming more and more important for Russia. In this scenario, and in this situation, definitely, Armenia needs diversification, and Armenia took some steps toward diversification, signing arms supply deals with India. Now discussions are underway for some arms supply deal with France. Also, we have the European Union observer mission in Armenia. But also, Armenia should be very cautious not to confuse diversification of foreign policy from or with clear anti-Russian foreign policy. Because if Armenia will jump into the middle of this Russia-USA war, or the real or perceived war between democracy and authoritarianism, it will only create complications for Armenia. Because regardless what Armenia thinks or what Armenia is doing, Turkey and Azerbaijan will continue to be adversaries of Armenia for a very, very long period. And if Armenia will add Russia to this list, and also probably Iran, because if Armenia becoming too pro-Western or pro-UF, it will also be negatively perceived by Iran. Let's not forget. Iran is telling, I am against geopolitical changes in the South Caucasus. But it does not only mean that Iran is against occupation of part of Armenia by Azerbaijan. It means that also Iran is against U-turn in Armenian foreign policy from pro-Russian or being Russia's ally to becoming a US ally or pro-American foreign policy. So, if now Armenia jumps into the middle of the Russia-US war and will take steps to make a U-turn in geopolitics, it will complicate its relation with Russia and Iran while keeping adversary relation with Azerbaijan and Turkey, which means that Armenia will have a problem with all major external players in the region while being very weakened and a very tiny and compact country, and this may have very, very negative implications for Armenia. This is all for today, and we will meet soon.